I've always felt different. I've always seen things, but when I tried to express them as a child, I was always told to ignore it.
There were people that I didn't know that came to me and said, I have this message that I keep getting that I have to deliver to you.
All of a sudden, out of the shadows, a homeless man just jumped right in front of me. And he said, I'm a soul just like you.
I love it. I wanted to understand the universe and who and what we are and what are we doing here.
Well, we're all part of this amazing soul wave tapping into each other.
This was a major life changer.
You are a light. You have helped me a ton. Thank you.
You've given me the courage to live more from my soul.
Millions of people are awakening. So wake up with Michele Meiche. Be pleased to hear the best-selling authors and experts in the fields of cutting-edge self-help, personal growth, metaphysics, and spirituality. The soul path of awakening. Understand what living awake is. Oh, yeah. Hey, everyone. Stuff's about to get real. You guys getting ready? I'm telling you. Stuff is getting real fast. All right. If you're new to this podcast, hi, I'm Michele, and welcome. Those of you that have been traveling with me on the Soul Path, always great to connect with you. You know the drill. You've been here. You're co-creating this with me. And those of you that are new, just a little info on me and a little kind of heads up of what to do. You can listen by phone for sure, 310, or I'm going to give you the wrong number, 347-539-5122. Press 1 on the keypad. I was on a tech call. That's why I'm a little late getting on here because I was trying to get some email stuff. All my technology is going wacky. You know when you're up-leveling, when electrical stuff or weird happenings start happening, just little weird glitches with time, your electronics, computer, software, apps, interesting little mishap glitches, interesting occurrences in life. So let me know if you're calling in, let me know if you're experiencing any of this. We'll be getting to callers. We'll be doing readings. We have Paolo back with us. I just found out. I'm excited. He's coming back on. We're going to also be doing a bit of something together. Maybe we'll talk about that as well. If you do want to call in for a reading, to say hi, to chit-chat, whatever, that number is 347-539-5122, and press 1 on your keypad, 347-539-5122. Press 1 on your keypad. You can always ask questions in the chat as well. I just may or may not see it unless you type kind of, maybe in caps or something, or put some emojis or something. Buddha the cat, call back in. Hey, welcome, Buddha. Buddha the cat, welcome. Call back in if the call drops. Again, the number is 347-539-5122, 347-539-5122. Want to please remind everyone to give a 5 stars on Apple iTunes, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whatever you're using. Also on Spotify. This really helps people find us. We are expanding this month to YouTube and Rumble, because there are, especially Rumble, because there's some things I want to share that I can't share because I was getting censored on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, I would absolutely love it. I would really, really appreciate it if you would subscribe to Soul Insights and Tarot, and also Awakenings with Michele Meiche podcast on YouTube. Just come on over there. And if you want to do a deeper dive into metaphysics, spiritualism, spirituality, esoteric principles, and the deep inner workings of the occult and mysticism, connect with me on Patreon. We have a great community over there. We have a great group. It is pretty advanced stuff. We talk about the nature of the soul. We just dive deep. There's a lot. And then I give readings there also, as well as what I'm doing in my own life, personal life, the shifts, the messages I'm getting, what I'm going through. yeah, so I'm really enjoying it, by the way. I'm really, really enjoying that. I'm enjoying all of it. I'm enjoying all of it. So I'm kind of feeling people are ready. I was going to do a little talk. Maybe I'll wait for Paolo to come on. Oh, Teresa, you're having the same thing. Yes, important emails not sending properly, scanning documents, and they all disappear. Teresa, in the chat, I just had that with two really good friends of mine. Our whole, on my phone, I love keeping my chat history, and sometimes people send you a link. Oh, go look at this, do this, or if I want to buy something on Amazon, here's the link. Totally disappeared. I don't know what I hit. There's no vanish mode. I think because sometimes I send people attachments and then I delete them. And you really have to be careful on your phone to just delete the one message and not conversation. So I know we're out of the retrograde. We have Pluto retrograde. We're out of the Mercury retrograde. And I think Venus goes retrograde, but not until July. But I do feel it has to do with shifting right now and integration point. Those of you that did my key codes workshop and we did the sound healing with the key codes with Grace O, we talked about this. I'll be doing another one, I don't know if in July or August, but it's really worth it. You get a whole workshop and then you understand what the key codes are. You understand about assemblage points, vibrational frequency, your coding, how we're transmitting and drawing in the key codes that we need, and really where we're going through the new emerging consciousness, what's being downloaded and what we're, taking on in creating the new paradigm. Things are wrapping up. I saw something the other day. I don't even remember the podcast. It was more of a tech business podcast. But the guy said something interesting that was being interviewed, and I feel like we're in this quantum leap. This happens spiritually also, that everything on the earth plane is very sequential. It's very step by step, but then there are exponential leaps, and technology is like that. I mean, if you look back, we went from, the PDA, right, personal data assistant, to BlackBerry, I think it was Trio, to BlackBerry, and then iPhone was just game-changing, and then smartphones came in. So you can see these leaps that are happening. I am sensing this. So I will be, I think this week on Saturday, we have a metaphysical salon in Patreon. We do this monthly, so I'll be diving into this. I thought we had a little more time before stuff started getting more to a critical point, but I've seen, no, it's what I've been seeing and predicting, and it's unlisted on YouTube, but I have it in my Patreon, easy to find, the things that I started channeling about the upcoming events, and it started with the what do we want to call it? The jab, the I don't even want to mention pandemic. I mean, it's like, because I don't get censored here on BTR. However, when we upload to YouTube, I've gotten 2 warnings. The next one will be a strike, because certain things that I mentioned that really are quite innocuous, but it doesn't go with the national or international narrative and agenda. So if you are experiencing kind of reassembling or removing around of the assemblage points, that's really what's starting to happen for a lot of people. You are getting an upgrade. You might feel like sleeping more. I know I was sleeping a lot, and then I got all this energy. I mean, I was just really, really tired. So try to, as much as you can, go with what's going on. Try to support instead of resisting. I mean, as humans, the first thing we do usually is resist. That's quite common and kind of natural to us. We resist and try to keep the old programming, conditioned response patterns, programming. We try to keep our old routine. So you're going to find your routine greatly, greatly changing right now, or changing in certain areas or certain ways. And if you can, or the best way that you can with how you have your life set up, I would say try to really give into that, because it is coming from your higher consciousness. It's coming from the higher self to prepare you for bigger change externally, internally, and within your personal life. And what this means is, it's just, in a way, it's kind of hard to explain, because on some level it's almost indiscernible. It's like you just start feeling differently. Maybe you start feeling the subtle energy more. You're connecting more to the interconnectedness of the all that is. What that starts doing, which is what we're going to be talking about, puts you more in the frequency and flow, your individual flow more in the universal flow, the universal frequency and flow. So that's the flow of your soul, the true you. That's the quantum aspect of you, right? Or as above, as so below. It puts you more in the above. So the rearranging of your assemblage points allows you to move more into flow, move into more into synchronistic timing, and be less in linear time, right? The limitations of linear. So we're starting to have this quantum leap. I feel it's going to accelerate around July, mid to end of July, August for some, that we're moving more into getting more done through the mental realm. So in other words, you may wait and do something and then do something at the last minute, but that's because that's the right time, the divine right timing. So you're in timing. We're getting more adjusted to timing and a different type of flow, so that what we're intending, what we're visioning, right? Not just visualizing, but visioning actually has the emotional feeling component to it. And so what we're visioning, so that it's able to garner more vibrational resonance and frequency, right? Because what we manifest has to have enough vibrational frequency, or a high enough vibrational frequency for probability and resonance. There's not a lot of resonance for what you want. This is what becoming a vibrational match is all about. So as you become more of a vibrational match to your soul, through your higher self, to the higher vibrational frequency of you, then you start attracting from that place of the vibrational match. And that's the movement right now from God, the all that is, infinite, innate, creative intelligence, whatever, life, whatever. That's the pulse right now. It's how can we get into the highest vibrational frequency of us to attract, draw in, create, and respond from that place. So a lot of you are getting a lot of cleansing. I've been cleaning up, I've been cleansing, just dietary changes, food changes, cleaning out things in my house, getting rid of stuff that just isn't a match anymore. So I would really suggest to all of you, look and see what is no longer a vibrational match to you. I mean, I even gave some stuff away that I like, and I'm like, but it's not a match anymore. So that's just one way, because we do work in this, we're in this material plane. Some of it will be material possessions. Some of it may be a way that you show up. It may be a way that you are in the world, or what you expect. What you think is going to happen. Some of you, it may be people in your life that are no longer a vibrational match, right? You're going to hear me crinking in the background because I'm getting my yerba mate. I'm making yerba mate tea, which I've been into lately a lot, again, and have it with a little honey and a little almond milk. So, vibrational match, gang. Think about it. Feel it out. You'll know by something. If it feels a bit tight. Now, mind you, let's do a little disclaimer here. Sometimes as we're shifting, we're not in as much of a vibrational match to what we're getting out of, right? Or what we're moving on from. But here's the key phrase: moving on from. So you might be in a situation that there's more dissonance, or it's just not matching up. Or if there's no dissonance, there might be a little more dead energy, as one of my clients' sons calls it, dead energy. You might feel like, oh, this is lukewarm. This isn't tingling, inspiring, or this is a little bit heavy, little draggy. It's a little draggy energy. that means you're shifting, but sometimes you still have to complete what it is that, what is the components of that situation. It could be you have to play something out because somebody from that situation you're going to connect with, but it's not time yet, or whatever the considerations. It could be monetary, it could be money, it could be energy, it could be I want to leave this, but I don't have time to look for a new place, a new house, or check things out overseas if you're moving overseas, or I need to have this job or this career until I branch into the next one. You see what I'm saying? So we still have those 3D considerations as we are moving more into 3D, 4D considerations as we're moving into the higher vibrational frequency of living through 5D awareness and consciousness. So really, it's not that this whole idea of the awakening and ascension is not like going anywhere, it's opening up to these higher vibrational frequencies on the planet. It's kind of like when the fog clears, right? Or if you're somewhere where there's smog and the smog clears or the fog clears. That's what's happening a lot. So it's bringing up a lot of subconscious material. It's bringing up a lot of familial material. It's bringing up a lot of generational material, ancient. It's bringing a lot of, which I'm going to be talking about this in one of my new pick-a cards because I got these amazing ammonites. They're fossilized nautilus, and boy, is the energy amazing. These are, I don't know, thousands to trillions of years old. Amazing energy. So that means also that the Akashic, the soul level, is more open. The astral. So a lot of imprinting is leaving. So it can also be a time for many of confusion, feeling confused about your direction, but yet feeling guided. Okay, that's going to be one of the things. You feel confused right now about your direction, but you also feel guided at the same time. Because who's confused? Only the ego, the little you, the beta consciousness you. The higher self you is not confused, because this is part of the dismantling of the beautiful. As a psychologist, transpersonal psychologist, or therapist, hypnotherapist, the ego, having a good, strong ego, a confidence is important. But there is functioning now within our brain chemistry that is changing. And I talked about this in the Understanding the Key Codes workshop about the physical DNA and the etheric DNA. And then we had a guest that kind of confirmed that last week. She said, I'm thinking that we're going to get into the energetic DNA. Well, I said we already are. I didn't want to kind of steal her thunder, because I was interviewing her. We're having a great conversation. But my guys, we're already doing that now. We're already getting into the etheric. So, fun times, gang. Let's get to callers. Let's see. All right, let's get to callers. Start with the first caller here. 347-539-5122 is the number. 347-539-5122. Press 1 on the keypad to get on air. To get on air live, you are on air. Hello.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. This is Donna. How are you?
Hi, Donna. I'm doing great.
Good.
Good to connect with you. What's your question? Yeah.
Well, I was at the beach about 6 weeks ago, and it was kind of gray, and it was windy, and you couldn't walk on the beach. It was a high tide. But I looked out, and the whole world opened up to me. I'd never felt that feeling before. And there was just joy and peace, and I didn't want to leave. It was just so marvelous. And so I'm expecting something to come in for me. I don't know if it's going to be a partner or more, a windfall or something. I'm just going on the feeling that I had, and I wanted to know what you were picking up, please.
Oh, I love that. I talked about this. Now, when did I? Teresa, was this? I don't know if this was in the workshop or something else I was doing, but it may have been Patreon or but yeah, that people are going to be having these little breakthroughs of feeling just different, of just waking up and feeling good, or just feeling more hope all of a sudden. Now, this is two things. If you think of this new emerging consciousness coming in, Donna, that it's like we're opening to this, more parts of us or aspects of us. It's also reinforcing and strengthening energy, strengthening us to our connection to the all that is, or universe, and the deeper part of ourselves. So that starts, and that's precisely what I'm talking about, is about this alignment and getting into a more resonating vibrational match, or the higher vibrational frequency. So it's more soul resonance. That's what I feel is going on for you. It's like a feeling of well-being. It's like opening up. It's actually, and it also brings in less fear. There's like something more within me is guiding me. Something more that I can feel and maybe sense is guiding me, and I am something more. And I do feel that this is happening because of the major changes that are coming up in the outer world, that the only thing that is going to help people is their intuition, is their connection as their higher self or through their higher self. And I am going to create something that's the problem. You know, it's not that I have concern, because some of the information I have is very controversial testing. I mean, it's already everything that I predicted back from 2000, through mid-90s, early 90s, mid-90s. I had chunks of these visions. It's already playing out.
Wow.
And I just got a confirmation about these smart cities I was seeing by a client who's connected to someone that's doing them and putting everything on the grid. These, whole blocks, five, everything that's, digital. It's not all bad, the digital. There is going to be a very challenging aspect to it. Let's just put it that way. You could say controlling or nefarious. So all along when I was getting all these big downloads, and I was like, well, should I put this on YouTube? Should I tell more people? And the guides just told me, and the oversouls, no, help people understand their intuition, trust their intuition, connect to their soul, live from their higher self. Because the only thing, you will know where to go and what to do and what decisions to make in your life, whether little or big, by feeling exactly what you're feeling, this well-being, this sense of no matter what's going on, I'm being guided, it's all going to be okay. It's kind of like having an extra few $100s in your pocket, and you're like, I could buy anything I want right now, but I don't need anything, or $1,000 or whatever. So I feel that's what's happening for you. I feel like you are about to go into you feeling definitely better in the body and this whole feeling of well-being to attract not only one person but a group of people. See, this is why the key codes are so important, because what's happening is our own coding, which is vibrational, right? It's energetic, but we can read it through the language of the maths, right? Through numbers, sequences, particular numbers. So we all have certain sequencing of numbers within us floating around. And now what's happening is where my numbers may be a little lessened or weak in one area or not as prominent, we're now being set up through synchronicity to get with someone that has the stronger number sequencing that fits with mine, right? Or fits with yours. So this is how we're going to know who to be with, who's part of our soul group or soul tribe. And that doesn't mean we're all going to think the same. It's not a culty kind of thing like that, like, oh, you got to be on the left or the right, or you got to do this, you got to do that. No, it's way beyond that. So I feel you are syncing up. You're literally being synced up right now to connect. Did you ask about relationship? Because I feel like there could be a relationship.
Yeah, not in a relationship, no.
Okay. So that's the part of the syncing. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you're not in one. That's what I was saying. So that I feel like there is going to be a significant other, but you're being synced up to connect with that person and therefore another group. Now, I do feel this person could also have a group that you're going to be a part of. I feel they're very active, and what's interesting, I do feel they're fun-loving. I feel like bowling, pool, even when you get in those boats and you pedal them, I feel like they like to do just fun things, like, oh, I haven't done this since I'm a kid. Do you want to do this? Do you want to go here? So there's it's going to pull you out because they're a bit more spontaneous than you, like, let's try this, or let's go here, or that could be fun, cycling, I don't know, whether bike or motorcycle, or let's get a picnic, or let's take off for the weekend. So, yeah, you are lining up to meet not only this person, but a new group of people is what I'm hearing. Okay, so you might feel less resonance to some of the people that are around you right now, or like there's space or little dead energy. Doesn't mean that a lot of people are disappearing from your life. It just means I do feel there is a new group coming in for you.
Wonderful.
All right, Donna, keep listening. We got Paolo coming on. We're going to be letting off some soul sparks. Okay? All right, take care. Bye-bye. Hi, you're on air.
Hi, Michelle.
Hello.
Valerie.
Hey, Valerie. Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Valerie.
I want to line up with some additional money.
You've got to, or you're going to? You've got to. You're going to already?
No, I'm asking you. How do I line up with additional money? Pulling in more money.
That. Ooh, pulling. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. How do I line up? Ooh, let's ask. That's a nice one. How do I line up? Okay. Well, for one, there is getting rid of stuff, clearing stuff out. The other thing is there's something on the side, some kind of project, something that you're going to be starting. You may actually do a loan or something. There might be a loan, a business loan, or you might be putting some. It's saying investing. There's something also about investing yourself, or you're going to have to put in some kind of investment, but it will pay off. Mm-hmm. Okay, if that makes sense. It will pay off. Let's see. What else? You're going to have to move a little out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah. Moving out of your comfort zone is going to be,
to bring in the finances?
Yeah, to shift the energy that you are you're shifting your energy. To shift your energy. It's saying something on the side, a project. I also hear Etsy, so I don't know if you're selling something. I would say right now, get rid of stuff that you don't use or you don't need. Create some space, lighten up. There's some things that didn't happen in your life that you thought were going to happen. So you are very much in a phase of, lightening up, letting go. Clearing out, okay, that didn't happen, that doesn't work, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Right.
And then doing something on the side is going to open you up to more abundance. That's a big part for you, is just the abundance of saying that I not only do I now want more, but I can have more. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's key for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I didn't think I was deserving a lot of things.
Yeah. So that's so it's going to be that I can, deserve more and I can have more. So the thing is it's leveling up what your havingness scale, the ability to have. You can do a little exercise. Do just a couple of deep breaths, kind of get more aligned, and then let's say a scale from 1 to 100, and then just see like a big cup or a big opening with a lot of stuff in there. And maybe right now it's at 10 or 20. And then the next day you put more stuff in there, and you move it over to 25 or 30 or 40. So you need to vision that you want more. See, sometimes our wants are low because we don't think we can have it or deserve it. So rather than being hurt, we lower our expectations. So once you shift from that, then you're going to draw in that income that you want. Okay. But that's the first step for you.
Okay.
And you keep doing that and playing with that in a light way, things will improve. Because the more you can see that of what you want and what you have raises, okay? Another thing that you can do, Valerie, and anybody listening, is when you're out and about, look at something and go, I want that. I can have that. I want that. I can have that. Because wanting is the desire, and this is something that has been kept from people. This stuff is, I'm telling you, this sounds simple, but this is going to be blowing people's minds because institutionally we have been taught not to want, not to desire, that desire is bad. The main religions teach this. I hate to say it, Buddhism, Hinduism, because I studied Buddhism. And only thing I didn't really study a lot was Islam. But when I was early in my training, we had to study various religions, the Bible, Christianity. I studied metaphysical Bible. That one doesn't go into desire. But all of them talk about desire as being bad, desire of the flesh. Flesh isn't just the body, it's the earthly desires. What the heck are we here for? So part of the big awakening is a big slap, like, hey, gang, guess what? We are here to be in earthly desires and like things of the flesh. When you look at the translation of things of the flesh, it's not just body and sex. Flesh in the Aramaic means that which dissolves. The earthly things, trees, plants, clothes, whatever. So you're having to shift that narrative, and a lot of people are having to shift that right now because desire is the fuel to manifesting and drawing in what we want. Desire is passion. Passion connects us to our purpose. Inspiration is a type of desire. When we create, we're coming from a place of desiring. So, and desire, I desire, that's Scorpio in the I want. And, Taurus is I have. Scorpio says I desire something. I want it. And it can be quite fixated and obsessional. I want that. I want that. And then Taurus, it gets answered. I have. So that's that Taurus-Scorpio axis we've been working on. So really the universe has been kind of helping people bust this myth. So for you, that's what you need to focus on and play around with that. And as you do, you're going to desire more, you're going to want more, and you're going to have more. Because it's fun. Because that's what we're here. That's part of what we're here to do.
All right. And like you said, we were taught not to think in that direction.
Exactly.
I know I was. Yeah.
Oh, no, everybody. And it's even, but the people that are like sitting fat and pretty didn't believe that. They're greedy, right? I mean, the thing is, it's like, oh, I'm humble. And the thing is, what's funny is once your desire level comes up, you get a little choosy because you go, I can have that. I could go for that. I want that. I can desire this. And then you get a little choosy and you go, I don't really want that. Like sometimes I'm walking around, I'm like, oh, I could get that. I could buy that. Do I want? And I go, you know what? I have everything I need right now. I have everything I want right now. But I know if I want something or desire something, I'm going to magnetize, I'm going to attract it, or I'm going to create it. So, that's your area, and many of you that are listening really take this to heart because what keeps us stumped and stultified and the stagnating energy is that we've been taught not to use our desire, our darn sacral chakra. It's our sacral chakra to regenerate. We're taught, the sex center, that's about babies and procreation, and you only have sex if you're going to have babies, and it's like, no, the sacral chakra is about reproducing ourselves. It's not just reproducing ourselves through progeny, like through having children. It's reproducing ourselves in the world through our creative expression, our soul expression, through living a life that's soul expressed. So every time we do something that is authentic to us, we're reproducing ourselves in the world. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, okay. Valerie, let us know. Well, call back. Let us know how this goes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye. Okay. Hi, you're on air.
Hi, Michelle. It's Teresa. How are you?
Hey, Teresa. Doing great. So you have some stuff going on, too. I've had the email thing, too. Oh, my God.
Yeah. It was kind of funny, but it wasn't, because it was things that really go out. I was going to start to ask you one thing, but I think I've changed my mind and want to ask you something else. I know that consulted with you when I was doing my book proposal for Hay House. The decision will be made. The decision will be made next Tuesday, June 13th. Do you see anything around that?
I feel you're going to do something with them. I don't know. How do I want to say this? When? I may not be getting the when. That you're meant to definitely do something with this company, with this group. There may be. Did you retool things?
I did. A lot of what we discussed, I retooled it, and they said they may be picking more than one person, and then they may have like other packages, other things. Which I'm not sure.
I definitely feel you're going to do something with them. I don't know with timing, but I definitely, because it's showing a lot of cooperation, it's showing contracts. There may be something to be negotiated, or they may say, could you change this a bit, or we're doing this next, in fall, or we want you to come back. I don't know. But I definitely feel that there's a connection there. And I definitely feel that they're going through some kind of not only inner reconstruction with who's working there, the departments, but I feel they're at a bit of a stalemate as to product, as to what they're putting out. So they are looking for something new that they weren't quite focused on before. I feel like there's a whole new level of writers. Are they doing this with a lot of people? I feel like what I'm hearing is there's a new generation of writers, or there's a new generation, a new focus. So I don't feel like does that make sense?
Oh, yes, because what they're doing now is, before you couldn't submit anything to Hay House without an agent. You had to go through an agent. You had to be proven that you were popular, so to speak. You had to have like a #1 bestseller if your book was published and you wanted Hay House, or you had to have the potential to draw to thousands of people and be very popular. And they scrutinized everybody. So if you weren't a big expert in a field, or if you weren't, say you were a tarot reader, you would have to be like the top tarot reader that has the most followers on social media and does all these online and all these big events in person before they would even consider you. Now they're saying all they're looking for is people with potential, that you could be a brand new author. You could have already published a book. They just want to see potential, and the potential that they could work with you to create someone to be more successful.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, shows a whole new way of branding. Yeah, that a new generation, a new. Well, this is, everybody listen. Please listen. This is a sign of the times, because a lot of the old stuff, it's stale, it's rehashed info. And, universe, those that are awakening to this are going, we got to, again, not just changing our own assemblage points, but the assemblage points of the world. Products, things have to have a different feel to them, a different combination, a different energy about it, or assembled in a different way that has either not been done or has been done, but there's a slightly different approach. So keep with them, keep open to that. I do see you writing a lot more, so I don't know if the book is finished or you have more to do, because I do see you writing a lot. Yeah, I do see you writing a lot.
Yeah, the book is finished, but if they were to take me on as an author, there would be a lot of changes.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Okay.
So there would be other things incorporated. So that wouldn't be the end of it. That would be just like the beginning.
Okay.
And just lastly, the last time I spoke to you, I asked you about a job, and you said that I was not going to get the job, that they were taking someone else. As soon as I hung up with you, I got an email from the person that interviewed me telling me that although I was very strong, and they thought they were going to hire me, they did take somebody from the inside, from within the institute.
That's what I thought. Someone that was already there, right?
A week later, they made me another offer, a per diem offer.
Which place?
Now,
good.
The same place.
Good.
Yeah, so do you see that happening? They did make me the offer. I accepted it. But there's tons of paperwork and credentialing. Do you see any snags in this, or do you think this is good?
I feel like you're a really good example, Teresa, because you're kind of being pushed to also work on yourself and do things differently, and you're being guided. You're really in this bridging. You're bridging yourself, and then you're bridging not only to something new or new way of working and living, but then you're also teaching others, I feel, through that you're writing and speaking to bridge to two parts of something, whether spirituality, healthcare, holistic, I do feel, because I think in the last reading it did show you getting some kind of work, that they would come back around to you, that even another company would be coming back out and you would have choice. So I would just follow step by step what you're doing, because it's working. It's just right now timing is a little odd, so it might take a little longer, right? Or you might finish all the paperwork and then something comes back, oh, can you do this? Or can you come in and we'll do that? So I would just keep to it. There's just something, because you're shifting, so that's shifting the timing of things right now, right?
Yeah. And, it wouldn't be a lot of work, but it would be good, because for me it would just be just a little extra money, and I would have my hours to keep my license. And that's really what I'm
Take the edge off while you're focusing on other stuff also.
Right. It would then, I could do more with the other stuff, because I would have what I would call like play money. I wouldn't have to get into house money or anything like that. It would
exactly.
be okay.
And that's happening for a lot of people right now, and that's the area to trust. It's like you've got the foundational resources, the foundation is covered, the basics, so that you can expand. And I know a lot of people are freaking out, going, oh my God, less money, this and that. But it's like, yeah, your higher self is doing that, so you get on with your next step or next level. Because as humans, we get, I'll do it later, or I'll take this vacation instead of focusing on my inner work, or instead of focusing on my writing, or whatever it is, or jewelry, whatever it is. We do that. We put things off. Now there's going to be, pedal to the metal, for everybody. Get that done, what you're inspired to do. Wow, Teresa, well, great to hear from you. I'm going to see, I think we have Paolo. Let's see if he's in the chat, going to come on.
You also, yes, and I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Oh, me too. We'll hear more about what you got going on, and there's a lot of channeled stuff coming in, a lot.
And that last sound with the light codes was excellent.
How did you? I got people saying that their whole life changed. Some people were saying, what else were they? Some people were saying they could feel the energy working on them for 2 weeks. Some people 3, 4, 5. Some people 2 weeks. They were feeling it.
Yeah.
A couple people completely changed stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah. Made a change in me that, for lack of a better word, I want to say I just feel more radiant.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only way to describe
Yeah.
it, but it was
Right.
excellent. I really, I really enjoyed it. It was very powerful. So thank you.
Thank you too. Yeah, thank the guides and the oversouls. Yeah, I was amazed at the information that I've been getting, but it is making sense when I watch other podcasts like that are more kind of scientific-y. I'm like, oh, I see what this means now, because you get what you can get to handle and my message to put it out there for people, but it's making more more and more sense. All right, Teresa, you take good care.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome. Let's see. What's Athena? Great to be here today and great conversation, Michele. Welcome, Athena. I certainly feel the change and have lost around 35 pounds since. Wow. I'm getting myself ready physically, mentally, with therapy and spirituality to understand why certain people from 30 years ago are trying to come back into my life. Feels like not necessarily distraction. It's this part when we're going up, some are going down. When we're going down or leveling out, some are going up. But when you're making big changes, a lot of times people, situations from your past come back. The old resonance, comes back. It's kind of, I call it like the rubber band theory. You stretch as much as you can stretch, and then when you let go of the rubber band, it goes back to its original form, right? But if you stretch it and hold it out a lot, when it goes back a little less tight, right? It's looser, and if you hold it out a long time, so that's the change. So the more we have the change and hold that position in space and time, the more the change lasts, and we attract differently. Okay, I'm trying to see. Okay. All right, gang, we're going to be answering questions. Stay on the line. Stay on the air. 347-539-5122 is the number. We have got Paolo Dioro is on with us again, artist, designer, founder of Ancient Bling. You can connect with him, ancientbling.com or Instagram. Also an intuitive and a soul storyteller. Yeah. All right. Hi, Paolo. Welcome. Welcome back.
Well, hello.
Aloha.
Yes. I understand I want to point out one thing before we start.
Okay.
We're human beings, and human beings are very addictive. They're addictive to a lot of things. But I want to say right now, old ways and old knowledge is like a narcotic to this change we're going through. In other words, if your belief system is outdated, you're going to try hard, if it's your drug of choice, to hold on to these beliefs. And that's what's making it rocky for some of us. That's something I wanted to point out.
Ooh, I love that. Yes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's time to let go of our addiction.
Addicted. Yeah.
Yeah. You really can fight the flow of, like, if you resist, it persists. All of those things that we believed in and brought us to the point we're at are not necessarily for the future. Are not necessarily
I agree.
on our path up. So.
I love that. One, I really want to bust, and I hate it because the secret, which I would not be a part of, I was asked to be a part of, I did not because there's so much misinformation. That, like what you said, what you do, resist, persists. Because resistance, if you have anybody study basic psychology, resistance is a part of change. We always resist. We always roll back, 2 steps back, 1 step forward, until we kind of feel things out. But the other thing is that by what you think, you manifest or you create. It totally takes out the soul, your soul design, your path of fate, destiny. Yeah. And also it's consistent thoughts. It's So people, I talk to sometimes to people and they're like, oh my God, I've been low vibrational, I've been angry, or they've had a big loss. Maybe they lost their dog or a parent or they got a divorce, and they're like, I've been so depressed. I'm afraid, I'm thinking negatively. I feel like I'm now creating that reality, and I'm like, no, you're you're depressed. That's normal. That's natural. You're in grief. But they think that, okay, if I have a negative thought, that now I'm going to create a negative situation by that one thought, or a week of that thought, or a month of that thought.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Paulito. Do you think it's going to? Do you think that's getting busted, dismantled?
Right.
No.
It's like it's the energy. It's a volcano. Watch the Earth. The Earth is blowing up. The volcanoes mostly all of them are active, because that's what we need to connect with. That active energy of blowing it up. Blow up your ideas. If you really are living your dreams and you're living your then celebrate that. But if you're not, and you're questing, and you're some of the one thing I'd like to really do is about prayer. I don't think we've learned how to pray. We learned about how we want things, we ask for things, but we don't own the things. We don't create that ownership. And it's like just by-step your brain and get to that place. When I was working with people in a way of the physical, I was a physical body worker, if you want to call that. And I would say to them, okay, and they would come in with their files full of, my doctor says I have this and I have that. I said, okay, now leave my office. And then come back in and remember the time when you didn't have this. Because your body has that place of wholeness. So that's what we've got to do. That's the soul.
Yeah,
that soul doesn't say, my toothache's today. Your soul doesn't give a shit, pardon my English. But
no.
Really doesn't. And we've got to remember, we have and we are everything we need. So praying isn't about, please God protect me. No. You state, I am protected. You see? Bring that manifestation right here and own it.
Do it in the affirmative. Yeah, which goes back into the desire. I don't know if you heard that part of my sharing, but
yes, I did. Yes.
I want, and I have the desire, but you know what's interesting too, Paolo? As always, and I remember some of my earlier metaphysical teachers saying this, and esoteric teachers, that the info has always been right there.
Right.
But, awareness, consciousness, training, programming keeps people from seeing it. And right? And now I feel like I think it's going to come from people getting pissed, by the way, that they're going to just be going...
Whatever it takes.
Wherever.
I learned this from the Navajo Dene. I was with them for a while. And they said, okay, everything is a circle. So if you were told you went to your doctor said, eat bananas, that's going to cure you. But if you keep eating bananas, it's going to also poison you. It's the same circle. And you're going to go through all phases if you stay in that same belief or in that same thought. And if you stay in your thought, are you using your body? No, you're using your brain. And brain, well, I know it does a lot of things, but it doesn't do everything. And I don't rely on mine too much. I mean, it's there when I need it, but I'm not going to seek my brain to answer things in my soul. I'm not. It's like going to a dentist to have your tires rotated or something. To me, it's just be aware that you are a full being. You're not just your head. And really, what scares me is these newfangled smartphones, in a sense, from people who are kind of like neophytes, because and it's children that I see. It's everybody with this bent head toward their phone, and your body's going to create that your neck is going to have to change from that movement. So be aware what you're doing with your body. Be aware that body is your vessel. All that, the body's the temple. Well, whatever you want to call it, it's our vessel. It's what we have. It's our body suit. And the brain and all of us is part of it. But don't rely on just that one area. You see, It really disturbs me when that happens.
Yeah, me as well. Well, the thing is, we have a living universe, a living world, a living Earth.
Yeah.
And I feel that the adaptability, we have to start living from that. We've been living by what's happened, like you said earlier, what's happened before, and it's in a book, it's in a workbook, it's in a classroom instead of, it's like
but
passing the same thing.
It's also filtered through patriotic information.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I mean,
we have to be willing to. We have to be willing to step away from that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really seeing. I'll share something with everybody. I won't get too much into it, but I had a realization the other day, like with my scheduling, and of course, obviously, I work for myself. I was trying to be on this schedule, this routine, and I haven't done that in a long time. I got into this, for kind of years, and I stepped back and I thought, Michele, you don't just go, just let it go.
Right.
And oh my God, I was up till 3 a.m., then I'm up early, and then I was doing all this stuff. The other day I did like 3 or 4 pick-a-cards in one day, because I had been doing work with the guides. And I feel fine. And I thought, oh God, I see the ramifications of this. We really have to let go of those old, not only, it's beyond programming, it's a narrative, it's a lockstep. And I do feel that, if you want to call it the cabal, they are through various means trying to get it, because they know they have their own psychics, remote viewers. Many of you already know that I was asked to work for the government, and I declined. But there are a lot of people like me, or astrologers, or they have positions in think tanks. Yes. But they know that we're coming into this time period where the assemblage points are moving, and that means different routines, more individuality, more the soul, more uniqueness. Eventually, in the beginning, it will be unfortunate. There'll be a lot of, unfortunately, control, but
right.
To wiggle out of this control, wiggle out of the story.
If you look past to all ages, I mean, even the Egyptians had the seers. It goes way beyond us. And what I see is for the future is, here is this book. It's like the encyclopedia. It's got everything. I mean, please. And the new way, you open it up and the page is blank. And from that clearness, that unity, we can unite again. That's where the Earth is. That's where the planetary positions are. We're in a state of creating our own creation.
Yes. And this, what I feel with the AI, augmented virtual reality, all of that's going to be great, AI. But the issue is, and this is why I think the guides kept saying, have people trust to know their intuition, connected to their intuition, their soul.
Yeah.
Which there'll be great ramifications of it, but so many people now are saying, well, why do I have to write that paper? I can just let Chat GPT do it. I can just put in what I want, and there's that article. Now, mind you, I think it's a great idea to help or augment. But what happens then is, because people aren't realizing whatever is in that AI, whatever is in that artificial intelligence, is put in by the hive mind. But it's still not infinite consciousness. It's only going to be what certain people, how many ever thousands or millions of people, it still has a limitation. And so going and relying and going on that.
Right.
Well, it begins to supplant. It begins to supplant the desire body and the ability to tap into infinite consciousness. So that I think.
Desires in the. Would you believe they would have a desire? I don't think so.
Who?
For
who?
How passionate can they be?
Who? I can't hear you, Paolo. Can you talk up louder? What did you say?
The AIs, the augmented intelligence, no passion, no desire.
Well, no. Because it will have what the passion it's programmed to have, but the life force,
but it's not its source. It's not its own source of passion. It's a programmed passion. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
And where's the AI screw up in that conditioning? I mean, everybody screws up, and that sometimes from your best, failures are your best successes by learning, going through that.
Well, it already has been. It already has been, and that's kind of built into, like with some of the programming is a self-correcting, mechanism, or somebody has to come in and program or reprogram it.
Right.
But it's really interesting, and I think as people reclaim, and again, it's like, how do we want to use these things, these tools? Because ultimately, if people are only using those tools, then there is a disconnect from Source or God or the all that is, and the mind of man, humankind, the mind of the human part, the beta. Let's be honest, the beta consciousness is what gets programmed, and that is a big part of the agenda, if you will, the self-correcting mechanism. That's the reset. And the awakening part is, oh no, I'm not going to depend on this. But we've been trained. I mean, people get surgeries when they don't even need them, or rather than do physical therapy, it's like, well, I'll just take a pill for this, or I'll take. Again, and I'm not downing people using these things, augmenting. Sometimes you need surgery. Sometimes you need, crutches. Sometimes whatever. However, in our society, we've become very mechanistic of, well, this is the symptom, let me take this for that, instead of getting to root causes, or let me see if I can stretch this out a little bit. No, just take soma pill, and the muscle relaxer, and you'll feel more relaxed. Well, maybe let me stretch. So that part of us individually connecting in, because again, in our talk with the synchronicities, we'll be in an artificial timing, which is going to be interesting. And there'll be people, that's why there's going to be the naturalists and the technologists. There will be those that are living more with nature and timing, and those that gravitate more towards a digitalized or prefab timing.
Oh, yeah. And a combination of both, I'm assuming. But
yeah, I'm for the combination. I'm definitely, because I love technology.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a geek in that way. I love technology. But I do feel like this is the wake-up call to first know the true source and connect into that source.
Okay. My feeling is to let that even go. Let that go. And we are connected to our true source. That's all that will come about. That will.
No, a lot of people aren't, Paolo, though. A lot of people don't know that they have that source. That's why I'm doing this
I don't think
topic.
They know it. No, I'm not saying they know it.
Because I've been doing a lot of research on this.
That's why they need seers, visionaries. That's why we're here to assist. But also, they have to realize that it's like, okay, to me, it's like, okay, how would I know? I had a very good friend, and she was a personal psychologist. She had titles, and she said, well, there was all these signs, this heaven, and then there was a sign saying this way to heaven, and everybody was at that sign.
Well, that's how it goes.
You're already in heaven, but you're going to have to find a way to it where you're here, you see. And that's been of all religions. All religions are, well, you're here, but now, let's look at how we're going to die and go into the next. That's the first thing, is everything is about death. And I thought, escape. Let's escape this planet. Well, honey, that's up to you. Inevitably, you've created your escape by being born here. That's what religion wants you to know. Yeah. It is very true. It's an old truth. And I say those are narcotics, and I say let's get clean. Let's get, rid of all that. Let's all have a rehab, a major world rehab. center.
I like
and
that.
Let's create that.
Let's get
and
clean.
Have everybody who
it's a
comes
detox.
in. Yeah.
Kali Yuga,
let's
we're
all
in the
detox. It's all, that's the big thing now. So it's like, okay, the king, this guy says he's I think it's a lion and some other animal. The animal goes up to the let's just say a bird and says, "Oh, grass is blue," and the other animal says, "No, it's green." And so the guy goes to the lion because he's the king of the animals, and he says, "Well, the guy said I say the grass is blue." He said, "You're right, the grass is blue." And he goes, "Well, that's what I was trying to tell this, And he said, the other guy comes in and he says, "Look, the other guy's bothering me. He's blue and all that. It's green." He says, "Yes, you're right, it's green." He says, "Well, then." So it's like, come on. If you see it's blue and I see it's green, let it both be blue, and blue for them and green for me. What is? You see? Yeah. And
blue,
that's
green.
The whole nation. You've got to see it my way. You've got to do this my way. I'm sorry, but I probably was the worst student in the world because somebody barking orders at me. I'm a bull. I just and I smell the daisies while they're barking. I don't. It is not my type of learning experience, and many schools are just babysitters, really. So, to my age
true.
Information. So I think we need this world rehab. We need this world to let go that all that space we use in our brain and use that space we're not using.
Higher,
there's a lot more
the
there.
more expanded.
A lot more there.
All right, there is a lot more. We got a lot of callers calling in. 347-539-5122. Let's do it. Let's connect in, and let's see who's next. And we're gonna try to do a little. Well, we'll see. Timing, rapid fire or slow as molasses. I don't know. Hi, you're on air.
Rapid fire. I like the sound of that. Michelle, Sunray.
Sunray. Hello, rapid fire. Have you been? Things are heating up, Sunray.
They are.
Or
there's a lot of chili in this bowl.
You right?
Yeah.
My friend has just named her baby Wildfire.
Wildfire.
Yes.
Okay,
and her grandmother said, "Well, you need some water, so let's call her Wildfire Blue."
Ooh, Wildfire Blue.
Yeah.
I like that.
Why not?
That just propelled me into the whole deal, man. That kid, Wildfire Blue, is going to just, please, let's watch the tracks on that one.
Wow.
Oh, my
Sunray, how are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on?
There's just amazing. A lot of things are happening. It's a lot of coalescing, a lot of new adventures, revelations, remembering things, but also, like you'd mentioned earlier, like sleeping a lot or feeling kind of like sluggish in some ways. And so I recently just have discovered, because I thought, I'm like, okay, well, I got to be depressed then. Like, it's depression. I'm depressed. There's all this change happening in my life. I'm in my Saturn return, so I have to be depressed. But then my friend reminded me, she's like, well, remember, like, your body's listening, and, like, if you're saying you're depressed and you're telling yourself you're depressed, then your body's going to respond in that way. And so, but then connecting to what you said earlier about ascension and just opening up to all these frequencies, it's just really, for my body, it's just trying to catch up to all of the expansion that I'm experiencing in my life.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to suggest to you and everyone else, it's a book, it's called Original Blessing by Matthew Fox, and he talks about the four pathways. The via negativa, which is depression. So depression is a natural state. Now, I'm not talking about clinical depression. I'm talking about the depressing or going within. And if you're having Saturn transits, depression is a part of that. See, we don't have that in our Western culture. A lot of indigenous tribes do. They'll take a rest, go for a walk, do a vision quest, go off. So when we're depressed, it is a slowing down so another aspect or part of us can emerge, right? Sometimes it's through a lot of resting or feeling blah. I don't know what I want to do or what I want to eat, or nothing fulfills me anymore. And so we need to be kind of a midwife to that, doula, if you will, to how can I support myself? Because from the via negativa comes in via creativa. And if you've been depressed for a while, now again, disclaimer, I'm talking about the held back, the depression, like especially with transits that are going on. Then there's a creative spark that starts happening, you know, or you think something differently, or you have an aha, or you go someplace differently, or, you know, or you have a different approach, or you hang out someplace new, or you paint something, or draw, or journal, or whatever. Sing a song, write a song. And so from that via negativa, we go into the via creativa, and from the via creativa, we go into the via transformativa. There's a transformation from that alchemical process of having to go within, things, exhaustion or slowed down. I was just talking about that at the top of the podcast with my routine, because for 3 days I was virtually doing almost nothing, just laying around. I thought, oh my God, well, I do have depression. I have since a child, but I wouldn't say clinical depression. I don't know. I have this weird thing. I have to go deep within and not do anything or not move or just be with my guides, or all I want to do is play around with my cards and that's it, you know. So out of that, from via negativa to via creativa, from via creativa to via transformativa, and via positiva comes in, the sun. In our Western culture, we are hooked on the via positiva. Think positive, do it positive, smile. The whole other side, the shadow aspect of the, there you go, Paolo, we don't know how to embrace the negativa, the negative part of ourselves, which is the feminine. It's the void. It's the unknown.
It's the moon, right.
Yeah.
Wow. What's the name of
it? So it's very positive. It's a very, if you get, like other tribes, it's very interesting, indigenous culture, they literally have people that support and honor the negative. I'm thinking also, Paula, you may know this. There's something where they stick out their tongue. It's part of their dancing, like to get into the negative part of them.
The Maori and the Aborigines, all of them, they have that. In Africa, they set you with, say you're having a tough time with your partner, they set your partner face to face, and both of you start talking, whether you had a negative. You know, there was a book a long time ago that a woman wrote. I don't remember her name, but she interviewed a family during World War II. I bet. Is that Hitler? Yeah, that was II. And she started with the eldest, and the feelings of the elder one, because they were an adult, they were aware, they were like 17 or 18, but it got down to a 5-year-old. And when she interviewed that 5-year-old, he said, that was the best time of my life. We went underground. My mother sang songs to me. I just loved it. I just was so nurtured and felt so loved. So it's about our perspective of how we're expecting things. And we're a culture that expects things. We have to fill up things every moment. We have the phone, we have the TV, we have so many distractions. In Hawaii, I was there with nature. I would listen to nature. I would watch nature, as in the guy with the apple, or Disney watching that little mouse. You know, here's a man who has all these ideas and was rejected over 154 times about animation. But he saw that little mouse, and that mouse kept creating and kept building and kept moving, and he never stopped. And now we've got Disneyland, we've got Future World. So it's about our expectations. What are we expecting, especially from ourselves? What are we expecting from ourselves? And that creates a depression, and that can create a creation, and that can create a transformation, as you're saying.
Yeah. Wow. Powerful.
Wow. Yeah. That is, thank you very much.
Sunray always brings the deep dive.
Yeah, feel that. My God, I feel like I'm sitting in the ocean with you.
Right.
There's no bottom. No bottom.
No, or top. What's the name of that book again?
It's called Original Blessing, and why I love it is we've been taught in my metaphysical studies, and when I studied the metaphysical Bible, which is looking at says parables, it's not really religious. What many of us, or all of us, that what's kind of encoded within us is this what's called the original separation. And in fact, the inner work and the soul retrieval work I do, which you're not really retrieving your soul, you're realigning. The root wounding for many that are on the earth plane, or everybody to some degree, is this idea that we're separated, and which sin, S-I-N, in Latin actually means without. But in religions, to control people, it's taught, that you do something bad, that's a sin. But sin means separation, or to not have, like sin, without. So he's turned things around. He's so controversial. He was a Dominican priest, but he got excommunicated for his ideas. He started these creation-centered spirituality, which I studied when I was in England, and now it's creation spirituality. And his churches in the San Francisco area are raves. It's EDM. It's electric dance music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
right.
It's EDM, and so he says we didn't come in with original sin. We came in with an original blessing.
Right.
So he's a very powerful individual. Yeah, he's so controversial that they wanted to excommunicate him, but they couldn't. So they just now ignore him. They ignore his writings and his books and his teachings and try not to talk about him.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
he danced through Bolinas when I used to live there. And,
did he?
Yeah. And he was an extraordinary being because he had no walls. No walls.
Yeah.
You could throw anything up him and he would just kind of go, and let it go or bounce it back to you. And that showed me the elasticity of his makings of who he really is. He didn't buy into any kind of a belief system that cornered him, If it had any kind of deceasing places that you had no choice, he abandoned that. He would leave it. He'd say, no, I want more choice. I want to expand more. I want to see more sides of myself. And that I got from him. And it came to where the police came, they wanted to get rid of him in Bolinas, which is really bizarre if you've ever been in Bolinas, because Bolinas is a trip. And I can go on for days on that story, but the trip was they tried to arrest him, and they could not. He would not. He was just standing there, but they could not put the cuffs on him. They could not.
Yeah. His international movement is to awaken people to be mystics and prophets. And I guess he did get exposed finally. He was expelled. I just looked on Wikipedia. Yeah, original blessing. All right, Sunray, you are an original blessing. Lots of love and big hug.
Thank you so much. Likewise, and thank you, Paolo.
Oh, you're welcome, honey.
All right, gang, we're going to the next one. Try to make it shorter, but gosh, we're just in timing. We just feel the love.
Yeah.
Hi, you're on air.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well,
Thank you for taking the call.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
My name
What's your first name?
My first name is Sandra, but I go by my middle name Kay. And I will make this quick and short. I'll make this quick and short.
Were you in the chat?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, you were? Okay, that's it.
I just said hello. Yes. Hi.
Okay, good. Hi.
I have a question regarding housing. The quick of it is I was hoping for maintenance transfer with my property management, but it just kind of fell apart. And I am not pleased where I am because the foundation issues is causing some mold issues. Do you see me finding something safe and happy within the next few months? I don't want to live with anyone. I don't want to. So it is my desire to find my own space.
I feel this from the beginning. Is you've changed your name to Kay, and you have a beautiful, strong ancestral line of women behind you.
Yes.
Your grandmother, especially, and these are powerful women. They are, and they're around you, but they're not reaching you through Kay. They're reaching you through your original name. So I'm asking, if I ask Kay where she wants to be safe and where she wants to live, this is not the source that they can reach. They're reaching Sandra. And I think you need to talk to them through your original name. And that will bring you to the place of safety and a good place to live.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. You understand what I'm saying? They don't
get into the river vibration.
Yes, that vibration.
Wow. That's so interesting because I was raised by my great-grandmother. My mother named me Sandra Kay, and that was some of the nicknames that they called me by my middle name. So, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they know you by Sandra Kay. That's the first name is Sandra, see?
Yeah,
that's where
Sandra Kay.
You need, where you need to communicate with them. They'll gladly come to your assistance again. Gladly support you. But Kay, they don't really know that first. They're using that later. You see, the vibration.
Okay.
I would put them together. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I am feeling a shift there. You're coming into a time of more wholeness, which opens you to more abundance. You may want to do a ritual with some water, with lemon and lemon essential oil and lavender, and write the two names together as they were, and do a releasing and an honoring of what was attached to Sandra and what was attached to Kay, because both of them there's some disappointments and pulling. Like there's a lot of hope in one, but then the disappointment came in, and now what you want to draw in. There is something about you connecting fully to yourself, reclaiming that power, and I think it is coming in through some kind of family lineage, maybe, matriarchal women. But I also feel you're similar to, who was it? Was it Valerie? It's about knowing that you can have more. So I would say a lot of people in this right now in this podcast, you really need to open up that not only can you have more, you want more. You want more in your life. You desire more. You want, and again, in some circles of manifesting, which is incorrect, they say, well, if you want something or you try to do something, you're telling the universe you're in wanting of it, or you're just trying to do something. That's BS. The wanting, the desire, it is what draws stuff to us. So I feel you're rehabbing that. And so once you rehab that, things are going to open up and be more in alignment, and you're going to increase in not just money, but other things. Support is another thing for you. You're going to increase in support. All right. Big hug.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was very interesting. What a beautiful energy, though. Very powerful. Okay. Hi, you're on air.
Hi. Hello. Thank you both for taking my call. My name is Patricia, and I'd just like to ask Source if there are any messages, or if you, either one of you, pick up any messages surrounding relationship, love partner, life partner.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, well, you said any messages. So you have two questions. Any messages that come through for you, and then you want to know about a partner.
Okay. Well, let's stick to any messages.
That's fine, either way.
Yeah.
Which do you desire? Let's get the desire button. What do you want? What do you want?
Oh, God, if you put it okay, well, then I desire the life partner. I desire the life partner. I am so
there
ready
we go.
and available for the life partner.
You've always been a student of love. You've always been a student of love, and you've always been a student of beauty. Okay? So
yes.
I think it's time for your body to get involved in that, honey. I think it's time to slay that partner. Get on it. You need it. You really need that for your life. We all do. We all do. We're not monks. We're not in a temple in Nepal. We're not. We're here with all these people. My gosh, we got a smorgasbord of people to play with. Start playing.
Absolutely.
Start playing, Patricia. Start playing and enjoying and celebrating. And they're there for you.
Okay. All right. Now, you ready? You need to get into a new environment, and I agree with gym, golf, walking, something. You're going to meet this person through some kind of shared activity, and it's something outdoors and or active. Walking group, tennis, I don't know what. But, yeah, you're definitely going to meet someone. That makes sense?
Dancing. When have you gone dancing?
I'm sorry?
I want to see dancing.
Oh.
I want to see...
Dancing, some kind of movement.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I do. It's funny. I love dancing, and I have been dating so many suitors in the last couple of months. I just have not felt one really catch my attention.
No, because you haven't met the person yet. You haven't met the person yet. It's in a new environment. And it's doing something as a group. You're out and about. I don't know. Maybe you're dancing. I definitely feel, or if it is dancing, there's something about indoor, outdoor, because I see grass in the background. So I don't know if it's some kind of center or tennis club, golf club. What do you call those things where people go? Anyway.
Miniature?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't think of what it's called.
I do love going they do have normally around this time they start having jazz in the park. So
there we go.
I love jazz.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Honey, it's time for you to sing again and dance again. That's what I see. I feel it. I really feel it. And they're going to see that, and they're going to get you. They're going to really understand who you are, because that'll show who you truly are through that expression.
It's all coming together for me.
Did you hear that? It's all coming together for you.
Yeah.
All right, sweetie, we got to go. We've got a couple of people that have been waiting for a long time, so I want to get. But keep us posted as to how all unfolds, okay, Patricia?
I will. Love you both. Many blessings.
Love you too. Big hug. Thank you. Big hug. Lots of love. Hi, you're on air.
Hi, Michelle. How are you? Hello, everybody.
Hello. Who is this? Hello.
This is Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. Welcome.
Okay.
What's your question and what do you desire?
I desire to move forward this year and move into
new place.
The home of my heart. Yeah, I want to move into the home that belongs to my parents and put my family back on solid ground and not be hindered by constraints. And also for health, happiness, and prosperity for both myself and my husband. My question is, what do you see going on? Like, what could I do now to make these things really manifest?
Okay. Very, 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 very simply put, is an affirmation that says, I enjoy, I love where I am living. I enjoy how wonderful I can create, I can cook, I can, start to love this place you want and bring it into your body with words, with affirmation, and celebrate that and keep doing that. And as you do that, whether it's a couple of times, there's a 3-6-9 example, one of the metaphysical teachers use, where you would say this affirmation 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night. And that creates this energy, and this energy begins to start to build. And then you can start to begin to own this energy and let it go. Let it go, all the stories of the what I haven't got, and start to celebrate what you want and what you desire.
A lot with the desire. I also feel for you, put a plan together. You got to I feel like you're kind of pulling the dream or pulling, so I feel like you need to get more people on the same page. Is that family? Is that partner, spouse, somebody?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. My family doesn't, they don't see the vision that I have.
I know.
And they don't believe the things that I believe, but they depend on me.
Then you need to tell them, fake it till you make it, because you depend on me and I need this from you, because that is causing the lag. You don't have enough support. There's not enough resonance to what you want. It's within reach for you, but that's why the 7 closest people around us tell us a lot about ourselves and where we're going or what's possible. So right now they're dragging you down energetically, and in the mental emotional realm you need support. So you need to put some boundary in. You know, like if you're driving to get a parking space, and you'll have to put it in some. You asked what to do. It's like energy evens out, right? Somebody very high vibrational after a while is brought to a medium point, and those that are very low are brought up. So you're going to so you want to command this manifestation and what you desire, but you have to command your environment where you are. You know, here's an example. What I would like. Let's say I'm driving somewhere and I see a parking space. I like to envision, so I don't have this deal with driving around. And I had this happen. I had somebody. Oh, you're not going to find it. It's crowded. I was like, either don't say anything or envision the parking spot, because I'm driving and that's what I see. So you're going to have to get some boundaries in there and harness that energy. Otherwise, you know, you've got people pulling you down, pulling on you, and then you're trying to rise up to magnetize this. So whether this is boundaries for you, whether this is mindset, whether you need more support in the house, they need to help you out more, whatever it is, you have to it's self-mastery. It's the 2 of Wands and the Tarot. You need to connect into the mastery of your environment, dominion. It's 2 of Wands. If I was doing tarot, I'm not doing it, but in my head I see the 2 of Wands. And once you get that mastery, then you've got to somehow get them on board, a plan. If you've got little kids and they get an allowance or they have pennies, you can put a piggy bank or whatever you want to call it, and you can say, okay, every week you're going to put a penny in this for our new house or for our move. You've got to get them galvanized in some way and get the support.
You see, a year ago, my husband had a stroke. Thank God he's much better, but he no longer can work now. We're waiting for his stuff to kick in. So I know he's dealing with a lot of doubt, but I don't want to receive doubt. Because I'm like, look what we've been through in the past year. Look where we are.
Don't worry about doubt. Doubt comes in and out. It's just you don't want to, swing on it. You don't want to hold it and it gets bigger. Right now, you need to galvanize the energy, whatever way works for you. Have a think on it, meditate on it, look around. You need to get a plan in place, because a plan kind of galvanizes the energy. It harnesses, it grounds the energy, and that's what you need. Because right now you're in the middle, but your energy is very kind of pulled in different directions, kind of scattered, and you're kind of, exhausted, mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted. So you have to find a way to get that support, the boundaries, galvanize the energy. All right, sweetie, call us back anytime. All right, big hug.
I will. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Namaste. Bye. Hi, you're on air.
Hello.
Hi, you're on air. What's your first name?
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Is this Buddha the cat?
Yeah.
Hi. Thanks for waiting.
Hi.
Okay, Lisa. What's your question? What do you desire?
I desire the freedom. That's what I want. Freedom.
Ooh, I like that.
So I'm in a situation where I'm being like harassed, and it actually has kind of stopped because the person cyberbullied me. You know, they put my legal name on the internet and put really nasty things about me that were untrue.
Okay.
But I got it taken down.
Good. Okay.
I know why she's doing this. It's because I turned her into the authorities for something that she did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering, do you see that going, you know, in a direction of like the authorities taking action, or it just, you know, everything's kind of in limbo right now?
Mhm.
Well, I'm feeling that you've got to start to let that end that story. You know, you can open a book, you can start to read that story, and it'll go through many changes, but it's time to leave that book at the library, okay? And start to live that victory place in that story. And in order to do that, that's about your thoughts with this. How attached are you to the results, okay?
Yeah.
Look at that. How your contribution to the story is all you need to know about. Her story is her own story, you see. So let go of her story, whether she gets her karma. Everybody gets their karma. You get what you live, okay? So all you need to know is how you are in the story. And if that story is not serving you in that way, if you're not enjoying that story, you know that woman that says, she puts something in her hands of a blouse, or is that bringing me joy? And then you discard it. That's what you need to do.
Marie Conti.
Yeah.
Oh,
you need to
okay.
Yeah, because I don't think it's serving you in any way. I think it's past. I think it's a past program, a past kind of a past experiment in a way. Because you need to step out of that story. That's what I'm feeling.
Okay.
I feel like hanging in. It's like, okay, I was in a big story with a very big company, and I had a choice to live in that story for many years or devoid that story. And I got the confirmation years later when I met some people who planned, and they were in kind of the same situation. They played through that whole story, and I saw what they went through, and I said to myself, wow, I made the right decision. Leave what is not bringing you that joy.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I feel it'll all be resolved if you do.
Yeah, no, I'm letting go of it now. I mean, I took it to the authorities. I hope to God that something comes of it, but if it doesn't, it's sad that it wouldn't, but I'm thinking it will.
Right.
But, yeah.
Okay. But the thinking the will keeps you feeding that animal. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't feed it anymore. There was I'll tell you this one little story. It's a little boy goes to his grandfather, and he sees this white wolf, and he sees this black wolf, two alpha wolves. And the little boy, they look like they're ready to rear to go. And the little boy said, Grandpa, which one will win? And he says, the one that's been fed.
The one you feed. I've heard that before. Yes.
Right.
Oh my God, you guys are in sync with these little sayings here. I love it.
Well, hey, we all experience the same. We all vibrate to the same. The things that hold true. And it's not about you're in Alaska and I'm in Detroit. It doesn't have any position about that. I'm just saying that I feel you are a master about creating environments. You hold this real spiritual faith about things. But I feel you neglect to do that for yourself a lot, as you do to others. Yeah. So I would like you to bring it in for yourself on this one. And it's because things are happening for you, and it's going to be happening bigger. And I'm trying to say to you, focus. Focus.
Let it go. Let it go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Lisa.
There's
because
bigger things.
Let it go to what is life enhancing, life confirming for you, your own life. This other thing will have a beginning, middle, and an end. There'll be a completion on it. You don't have to keep thinking about it or micromanaging it energetically.
No, it's funny you guys are saying this. I'm really right now. Today is the day that I spoke to the detective and gave him the information, and that's it. I'm done because I'm out now. Like I got the information to the authorities. I've contacted FBI, police, everybody, and now I have to let go because
get it out
that's
of
my job.
Then do get it out, go for a walk, do something to get it's in your space. Well, maybe we're picking it up because you just did it today. So psychically,
today, like an hour ago, guys, an hour ago.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great.
I'm working on the letting go, but it just happened 5 minutes ago. So you got to give me a minute.
There we go. Well, there is no time in psychic. It's timing, so that's why we're picking it up because you just did it. So that's what
I just did
it.
You just did it. Perfect.
That's missing in the Akashic world or in this world of other chakras. There's no clock, and so we have no idea about time. Certain things. It is the movement of energy in you that we are mirroring, in a sense. So that's what's really.
But that's perfect. That means you're freeing up exactly what you want. You're freeing up so you can go to that next level or next step. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect, Lisa. Yeah.
Amen. Namaste.
Namaste to you. Big hug and great to connect with you. Thanks for
calling. Thank you,
guys. All right. Take care.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. All right, 347-539-5122 is the number. We're winding down here. We went into overtime. OT. What's OTT? Wait, I better be careful what I say. I hear these phrases sometimes. OTT, over the top. We went into OTT. Okay. But sometimes I have to be careful because I'll say something and I'm like, oh, that's like a urban meaning for not what I meant to say.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, what fun. What energy. Wow. lot of synchronistic calls came in, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it all is, if you look at the theme of it, it's all about movement.
Yeah.
Where am I? And that's what we are. We are movement. So it's not about where you're ending, but just enjoy the journey. The journeys are so fabulous.
Yeah. Enjoy the journey.
Yeah, enjoy the journey.
Got to bring in that journey consciously and just know, like you said, we're on this journey. How can I enjoy it more? I love everybody. I hope everybody that called in, please call back anytime and let us know. Let me know. Let Paolo and I know when he's on next. How you're doing in this journey. And how are you doing with your desire, with what you're desiring? Are you just really revel in that I desire? And also, if you're going to the store and something is $1.50 or $1.24, what is that? Probably a piece of gum now. Let's say, I don't know, something's $5.50 something, and it's $4.99. Gang, if you really want the one that is $5.50, again, you want to raise your awareness, your consciousness. Now, if it's lots of money in between, I get it, but kind of move into that desire body a bit more. Get into your desires, what you really want, what you really desire. Mm-hmm. And maybe you don't overdo, you don't overbuy or shop, or because you don't want to just be filling a void. You want to connect to people and things and situations or material possessions that really give you that connection to your soul and give you joy.
Yes.
What are you thinking, Paolo?
No, I think you're right. I absolutely have no boundaries about my joy. I never have.
No, I have, yeah. But a lot of people, there's a lot of energy here today that people are starting to open up to. Not only do I deserve something, but I want something more. I want more.
Right. So I've always felt that I came into this planet saying, okay, I'm here. Let's do it. Let's dance. Let's have a ball. And, and that's how it's been. And there are places that one would say is not such a ball, but it is. It really is. It shows you in all of it. It's like, okay, I have to quote my favorite actress, and she is Sophia Loren, but she's no longer in her body. But she said this one quote. She said, "Do never take away my highs and never take away my lows." And I used to look at that, and I compared it to this one Orisha, Obatala. And Obatala is about the journey. He starts out into the valley of void, and he rises to the top of the mountain. And that is Obatala. And that is all that is. And that is that whole belief system of if we have it all. We have it all.
I love that. No matter what our circumstances, that to me is the key. You can find some abundance even in the most pinchy human, circumstances. Right? Paolo, let's let people know how they can connect with you. I'm so happy. I didn't know you were coming on today. I'm so happy that we got to
you did?
talk.
Well,
Yeah. Sadie handles everything. And I was like, oh, yay, fun. Paolo and I are going to be doing, maybe it's going to be July, Paolo. But you'll come. Maybe you'll come on before that, or we'll do something maybe on YouTube or something. All right. So how can people reach you?
They can reach me through what is it? That Synergy? What is that thing? Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. Oh, okay. Instagram.
Ancient Bling.
There's a synergy there.
Instagram. And my email, paolodoromaui@gmail.com, can be a source. If you need to know something specific that, some things we are not going to air, a lot of things for people. But if you need to know something special, also I create and recycle ancient pieces, and I recycle them for power for the people who need power. Everybody's a Wonder Woman inside themselves, and they need their toys. And I love to create the toys so that we can feel our power and wear our power.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard earlier, but I got these amazing ammonites to do with my pick a card reading.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Are they rainbow shimmering? Yeah. I have ammonites that have this resonance like a tiger eye.
Yeah, there's one. I got three different ones. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're like tiger's eye. There's a light-colored one with kind of a blue. I'm looking at it now. Blue, kind of bluey brown hue, and then there's ones that are deep and light brown and sand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the picture. All right, very cool. What were you gonna say?
The ancient rocks that are simmering like the rainbow, the chatoyants. They call them the chatoyants. That's from age. So those are probably over 1 million years old.
Yeah, I've been reading up on them. Not just thousands, but millions. They're fossilized nautilus, and of course they have the what is it? Not the Fibonacci. Well, it's part of the Fibonacci sequence, but the fractal. They're fractals.
Yes.
Wow.
Nature
I'll have to pick your brain about it more. Yeah, they're just stunning. I may even go back and get more. I don't know why. I can feel this energy coming off of them.
Yes. Well, you have a lot of,
I'm sensitive, but
you're working very.
Yeah,
and you need that kind of stuff. I have it. I surround myself with the ancient.
No, I know you have it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! But I also have my fun things. I just got a new toy. I created a clock of the Mona Lisa. Okay, But then I cut out her eye for the hour hand on the clock. So her eye goes all the way around the clock, and then it's 12 where she's the Mona Lisa fully again. And I just laughed my ass off with this. But then my beautiful wife said to me, well, people are not using clocks anymore. They're using the LED things and that other stuff. So here's my next brilliant clock. It's going down a LED in her forehead of the Mona Lisa so that the kids can use it too.
Yeah, I love it.
Go with
All right,
time.
Paolo, great to connect with you. This was really fun and enlightening as always. Big hug. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Radiant Soul Light. So how to get a hold of Paolo is in the description box, or you can connect with him on Instagram. I do want to really ask all of you, I would so appreciate it. Subscribe to Awakenings with Michele Meiche podcast on YouTube, as well as Soul Insights and Tarot. And if you've been listening to the program for a while, I do get emails or people commenting on YouTube or Instagram that, they really love the podcast and glad I don't have commercials and all that stuff. It would really help just to support the podcast if you give the 5 stars on Spotify and also on Apple Podcasts and iTunes. And if you want to do a deeper dive with me, you can connect with me on Patreon. I'll be talking more about that down the road. But thank you, everyone that called in, everyone that showed up in the chat, all of you that are listening later in the replay. Thank you for being here and co-creating this fun place, informative, enlightening, awakening, heartfelt, fun place. And it's really, really just touches my heart to connect with all of you. And I love when people call in, and I love seeing so many people in the chat. All right, Radiant Lights, as always, keep shining your light, sharing your insight, and, of course, keep awake.
Awakenings broadcast every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. Archive shows available on iTunes. For continued awakened conversations and insights, join the Awakenings group on Facebook. And check out Michele's blog at soulplayground.com. And keep awake.